Welcome to the Off the Wall Show. I am JB3, and to my right is the Miss Lovely. Oh my God, Miss Shireen C is in the building.
What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm back.
Oh yeah, we had to take a little hiatus for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to her dad. So moment of silence, and yeah. So we are into the show. We got to get to what's wrong with Kanye.
Man, my timeline was off the chain yesterday. It was like flowing. I mean, like, I really haven't been on Facebook with everything that was going on, but yesterday my notifications and lines were like ding, ding, ding. And I actually did not see the video until a friend of mine showed it to me, and he was like, check this out. And I actually saw the whole interview that he did with TMZ. And at first it was he was like kind of loopy and off the wall and wasn't really saying much. Well, I'm talking for the interview. It was on TMZ Live. And then when he just like up to walk off, and I applaud the brother Van, the TMZ guy. Yeah. He got big props for me for that, because what he said and everything he said was on point. And I think that for it to come from a brother like him, an intelligent brother, because before that I really didn't pay attention much to TMZ, and because I thought it was just like gossip news or whatever.
It's not. But it's better news than the other stuff that's been going on. But anyway,
he made a point in a very professional way, said what everybody wanted to say.
Yeah, was thinking like, are you kidding me? But yeah, he said he was shocked and appalled, and yeah, he was hurt, and just like the entire Black American race, like, for real, like, you did this.
Like, how can you say
about it was slavery? A choice?
Yeah, slavery is a choice. We're gonna tell that to like people who and I'm very passionate about this because my great grandparents lived to be in their hundreds. Mm-hmm. My granddad now is in his late 90s, and he's like, he can tell you about stories about sharecropping and slavery and stuff. He wasn't in slavery, but he can tell you he can tell you about things like what happened during those
Jim Crow laws and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
my grandmother too. She I mean, hey, out of Tennessee, so yeah, she up in her late 80s. Mm-hmm. So she knows. And Mr. McClendon, sir, all you had to do was show up. I gave you the invite a long time ago. That was a little off topic, but this brother got on my laptop and said, where's my invite? Really?
So, Off the Wall family, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your opinions, your thoughts about the Kanye situation. Call us 708-223-8953. We want to hear from you because, it's been on pretty much everybody's timeline on Facebook, and everybody has an opinion, and we want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, for real. Because, I mean, for one, I understand, like, usually Off the Wall, we try to stay away from politics, and we try to stay away from, like, silly stuff. But this dude is just took the taco. I'm sorry, this dude is ridiculous.
I mean, I just couldn't. At first, I was like, "Oh, he not crazy. He all right," and he just talking nonsense. But then he got a pass from me when he was talking about he support Trump. He got a pass for me because I was like, okay, he kind of nutso at that, and he ain't thinking right because he was in that, he did the sabbatical and had to find himself. So that's why I gave him a pass for that one. But this one, can't nobody give him a pass for that.
No,
it doesn't make sense. How as a black man, an African American man, how can you say that slavery was a choice?
He's doing that because
he must got an album coming out.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. That dude got an album coming out next month. A whole bunch of people gonna buy it. I promise you it's gonna be, but it won't be us.
Because I know I'm not gonna buy. I mean, my baby, and this is off the subject or whatever, but my baby was talking about buying the Yeezys. And I was like, bad enough we done bought them ugly ass shoes. I mean, say it like that, but
they are. I mean, come on now. This dude came out
and they
with
wanted the
bum
shoes.
Clothes, thinking people was gonna spend $800.
But people are. People are. Like, my baby was like, I want some Yeezys or whatever. So now I'm like, I ain't buying you nothing. You can make your own shoes.
Listen, he said that slavery was a choice. So is buying your shoes, buying your music. It's a choice. I'm gonna choose not to. Okay, that's my choice. I mean, and the dude is a genius. The dude is from Chicago. You know, he was like the biggest thing. You know, the biggest thing that came out of Chicago in music next to Common and Twister. You know what I'm saying? He came out and like shocked the world. You know what I'm saying? He's been touching the lives of everybody in hip hop or everybody in music for a long time. And for him to just go off the deep end, like, you know, what does he do? Like, how did you go from college dropout to
crazy
to Get Out?
I was thinking that in my head. Wow.
You know, this dude is still in the sunken place. He is on a deep journey in the sunken place, like deep.
I mean, we you know, they were talking
his
about
subconscious is gone. And
right.
his whole thought of, you know, thinking free, I get it, but you know, you still got to think logically while you free. I mean, you can be a free thinker all you want, but I guess the way people are taking this, yeah, a lot of people are taking it to heart. Mm-hmm. And it's ridiculous because honestly, I don't think Kanye was thinking at all. Like, this dude is just, I'm out here just for attention. He's a media whore. He's just out here trying to, you know, for attention. Like, his wife just said, hey, do this, say this, and you'll be on social media for...
Well, they're villainizing her right now. They was like, how could, you know, they like, she didn't put it on you and got you crazy. So, I don't know.
I don't think it was her that did it.
But
I think it was just the whole family.
There's two people that are on our live right now that have a comment, and it is Katie, and he said he had an opiate addiction after liposuction.
He said, I had liposuction.
He probably still in a melted.
I had liposuction to make y'all happy, so y'all won't be calling me fat. Man, if you don't work out like everybody else.
Having liposuction. See, that's crazy too. But you know, money makes you do things. And then
the Illuminati.
I have Daryl says that I think he's trying to keep himself in the limelight. Since the last two albums flopped, he wanted to be noticed. Yeah. If his mom live, he wouldn't have even acted up the way without someone. Shoot, sorry, gotta go up. Without someone to ground him, it is an easy way to sell out.
Right.
And I agree with you, Daryl. That you are absolutely correct on that.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I'm gonna need y'all to call in, check in, you know, comment.
I mean, we want to hear from you guys. Call us 708
because we got our own opinion.
223-8953. We want to hear your opinions. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
For real, because I can say what I want, but it's not gonna be pretty.
And then we have follow us on IntellectualRadio.com, where we are streaming live, as well as on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Live on Off the Wall Show.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Follow us on there.
Come on, VD. What's up, bro? Vincent Dent. Bro, how you gonna say leave your boy Ye alone? No, sir. I can't.
I can't give him the pass on this one. I mean, there's no
way.
He
set himself up for this.
There's no way to explain. I can understand if he made a statement and try to backtrack it and go back behind it, but there's no way to explain it because he's very adamant about what he said and very like, this is what I mean. I said what I mean or whatever. So there's no way out of this. And if he has a publicist, this is like a publicist's nightmare for this. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how he gonna correct this or fix this.
There's no such way. There's no such thing. He said that, and he, like you said, he was adamant about it. He was passionate about what he said. Like he meant exactly what he said. I'm saying this right now because this is what I believe. He might as well have been a pastor at a church.
Well, I praise you.
Yeah, for real. He might as well have been a pastor at a church because he was saying like, this is what I believe, and he was saying that since slavery was a choice and all this, he was saying, look, man.
I mean, I just feel
everybody.
I just feel it's like a total disrespect, a total like I just can't explain it because I feel like this is set us back as far as having a personality or a person that's in media. All of the positive things that Common and Jill Scott and, you know, all the positive people that are entertainment that are sending positive messages out there, that has just kind of set everybody back a little bit. Because now everybody's scrambling to like, hey, hands off. This dude don't represent us.
Not at all.
This dude is not speaking for me.
Mm-mm.
Now, what the young man from TMZ said, the van guy, now that is what most Afro-Americans feel and how they feel.
The entire population of hood dudes, hood women, hood men that grew up in the ghettos or whatever that are, I mean, I guess African-American. Like, he just spoke for everybody and what everybody was thinking.
And I applaud him on that. Like, I give him bigs ups. And then it's just now I think that this situation in white America is going to be it's going to try to be justified in saying like, see, that's what I told y'all. I told y'all this is what I said. So they're going to try to make a point out of it. And I was watching, I think it was MSN or Fox News yesterday, and they had everybody on there, all these white commentators on there,
so-called experts.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking like, this is how black people really feel. This is the way they feel. And I'm looking like,
he don't speak for everybody.
Exactly.
He can't speak for everybody because he's not in the same, first of all, he's not in the same tax bracket. Okay. He can't, because I don't feel the way he feels. I'm sorry.
I mean, and he, in my opinion, you being an African-American man, he won't experience some of the things that you experience every day. You know, he won't get the harassment. He won't get racially profiled.
Because he wears a Make America Great hat again. I mean, that's what he wears. He wears a Make America Great. What is it? MAGA, whatever kind of hat. A MAGA hat. That's what it is.
So, you know, that's one of the things that they don't want. We want somebody that can speak for us and speak the truth. So we have a comment.
We got a call.
Go ahead, caller.
Off the wall. Who is this?
This is Vince D.
What's up, bro? Man, what's going on? Hey, O'Hare's in the building. What's happening, baby?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We good. What's going on? What's your comment, man?
Okay.
What's your comment?
No, I'm just listening to the show. You know, I enjoy this show.
Thank you, man. Greatly appreciate that, bro. For real.
Do you have a comment about the Kanye situation?
He said that, you know, he was telling me to leave his boy Ye alone. Why?
Yeah. You know, I've been making videos all day about the whole situation, and it's like just crazy to me how, like, you know, just how black folks, how we come down on our own people, like over the most minuscule things, like.
Wait a minute, but this isn't minuscule. First of all, he the one put the boulder on top of his head and said, "Hit me."
I mean, it's like this has been Kanye attitude since day one. It's just like, not. I mean, he's just not pro-black about things now. It's like now everybody got a problem.
So do you agree with him that slavery was a choice?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Boy, you crazy just like everybody else. Just like Jay.
Why would you say slavery is a choice?
Hold on, let me explain to you.
Yeah,
please explain to me.
I'm gonna have to break this down for you and all the Chicago listeners. Or this is why I feel like slavery is a choice. Because let's say no. He said slavery was a choice. Not it is. No, well, it is a choice. All right, now check it out. If you go like, let's say the Blackstone Rangers, they decide that they want to go and take over the GD neighborhood or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now the GD's got to whether they gonna fight back or they just gonna let them take. Now you talking about a whole
country that they took people from.
Africa is a continent, not a country. It's a continent.
This is true.
It probably was maybe it probably could have fit maybe 1,000 or some thousands of white folks on them boats to come get us. You talking about millions of people? They not coming over here getting, Okay.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Here's the difference about what you're saying. Today, you talking about with Stones and GDs coming to, fight or whatever the case may be. Both sides have guns. Both sides have tactical maneuvers, and both sides have weapons. Africans had spears. Okay.
And they kidnapped them.
Right.
Hold on. Now, let's go back to that. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all talking about they have spears. They have more than spears. They have all type of weapons. If y'all look into African history, like, we are innovators of a lot of things. And first of all, our first weapon isn't no fear. No, it's our brain.
Okay.
Black folks is smart enough.
Exactly.
I understand that.
Like, wait a minute. Eve ate the fruit so we can make a decision. Like, I'm not gonna choose to be put in shackles or to pick no cotton.
Okay.
Whip half to death or nothing. I would have chosen death. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, first of all, all right, okay, Killmonger. Killmonger. You making jokes, but
I'm actually not joking. If you can see our live is going crazy because I don't understand how you can say that you would battle somebody with your brain and you would choose death over that. If you were in the continent of Africa and all that you know is the country of Africa and you are kidnapped and put in shackles and in chains and you're taken to you put on a boat in the bottom of a boat and taken to a land that you know nothing about, are you going to say that you're going to rise up and be like, okay, I'm not going to do this and I'll choose death over this? Now, I this got me heated right now. Okay. I just don't understand how you can say that. We didn't choose to come over here. Africans that
you're right. No,
we didn't choose to come over here.
Yes,
so for to say that is, how do we choose to come over here? Because
didn't nobody want to fight. Didn't nobody want to die. So
exactly. Okay, you said it right there. Nobody wanted to die. Nobody wanted to die. You would rather choose death over that?
They did fight.
Hold on. So wait a minute. Say that again, John.
You said nobody wanted to die. I mean, nobody wants to like.
No, say that last part. You just say it again.
I said nobody wants to die.
No. You said I would rather choose death, right?
Yeah. You said you would rather choose death.
That means I had a choice.
Okay, that's called survival. That's called survival. That's not saying I'd rather have a ham and egg over a turkey sandwich. That's saying I would rather live. I want to be here in life. And
okay, so that's another choice.
You're exactly. Death is not a choice.
Death isn't a choice.
Yes, it is.
No, death is not a choice. So you're saying that you can choose to die, and death is not a choice. So put yourself back in because you got the studio in here, all like everybody in the studio about to jump through the phone on you. But what I'm saying is, if you were a slave back in the day. You're saying you would choose to commit suicide rather than become a slave.
Let me make you.
Because you can't make me understand. You can't rationalize that and make me realize that slavery was a choice because it wasn't. We lost millions of people coming over here in the slave trade. It was people that chose to, like you said, they chose to jump off the boat and chose to do death in order instead of going to those lands. But I'm not going to allow you to diminish the struggle that these people went through or say that slavery was a choice because it wasn't.
I mean, for me, I would have never been a slave because they would have never took me from my land.
Thank you,
Mr. I would have died fighting. Okay,
we need
to. Even if the spill wouldn't kill nobody, I would do it.
You know what you sound like? Don't kill me. I was gonna pull out my 9 and shoot one of them.
Okay, we have people that are trying.
Okay, yeah.
Look,
I mean, because I'm not.
Vince, man, listen, I'm gonna need you. We got to call. You got to come on the show because we got some other callers, man. We'll get back to you.
Hey, send me the address. I'm coming next week.
Okay, hold on. If the police pull you over right now and tell you to get on your knees, and you know you haven't done nothing,
what you gonna do?
Then I got a choice. Either I'm gonna abide by rules.
Oh, but it's not a rule. No, that's not a rule. To get on your knees is not a rule. He's just telling you to get on your knees with a gun to your head.
mean, hey, I could choose to either get on my or I could be rebellious, and I could be like, I can, I know the consequences with these police.
Exactly. You know the consequences.
Right, but I have a choice, though.
So you would rather talk back to the police, man?
Death is not an option. Right.
What you mean?
If he death is not an option. If a police, anybody, if you on the street and you're an innocent person, and if I walk up to you and pull the trigger and kill and shoot you and kill you, you saying that's an option? Because it's an option or a choice for me to take your life. It's an option or a choice for me to take your life, but it's not an option or a choice for you to choose to live or to die.
Yeah, it's my choice. I mean, this being
Vince, we gotta go, man. We got some other callers coming in, man. We'll get back to you next time. Off the wall show. Who we got on the line today?
We got Daryl Vincent Jones. How y'all doing?
Hey,
what's going on, Daryl?
How are you?
You know, I'm about to blow this guy up, right?
Look, everybody in the studio trying to do so.
Go ahead. We want to hear your comment. Go ahead.
I'm not even going to talk about the Kanye West. I'm going to talk about that caller that just called came off.
Go ahead.
Hey, let's get it.
Go ahead. You off the wall.
Deeper than Kanye West. This is about Black people not knowing their own history.
That's it.
That's the main thing, because if you really think about what happened, and I'm going to give you the example of, let me take the example of Amy Smart. You know who she was. She was the girl who got kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
They got her pregnant. They got the kids. She's locked up in a room for like
years
of her life. Now, what choice did she have?
She didn't.
She didn't. And even if she had the door open, she was so conditioned and so
brainwashed.
Right.
Into her, she couldn't leave. Now, let's go back 400 years. Let's go back to Africa. Let's go back to someone, and this part truth, because there's some Africans that did sell out. There were people who, because Africa was in the slave trade.
Yes, this is true.
Slavery, but they didn't believe in the slavery and the deaths that we have now. Take also the fact about the Middle Passage. No one talks about the Middle Passage.
Exactly.
I mean, because they didn't know any better.
To the Caribbean, and was conditioned to become a slave.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you hit the United States, you had no fight left.
None.
So this is much deeper than Kanye thing, because when someone don't know their history and they don't know where they come from, and I thought a lot of not only the education system, but I thought also our Black community.
Yeah.
We always talk about Martin Luther King and I Have a Dream, and believe it or not, that's some BS if you really think about it. We talk about Dr. Luther King, I Have a Dream, we should all come together. They put pictures of Obama and look how far we came. Sometimes they show the episodes of Roots just to give a quick reminder, but we really never understand the history.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more to it. It's a whole lot more than what they're telling us.
People were forced to vote. And then people telling them that don't vote because your vote doesn't matter. But people was getting killed in the South for trying to make when you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
And that's the thing about with Kanye. He was in Chicago when you brought a College Dropout, the best album he ever did.
Yeah.
And he talked about Gold Digger. And he talked about like how, as a man, we want to go to the other side. Let's look at something better.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the end part of it.
And he got over there, and now they don't know how to get back.
Exactly. That's the thing, because he's so deep into it, of the fame.
Yeah.
And he's deep into the limelight. He's so deep into people say, I love you, Kanye. I love you, Kanye. He forgot who he was.
Right.
And when you get who you were, people can make you who you are. So I don't blame Kim Kardashian. People say it's Kim Kardashian. This happened way before Kim Kardashian. This happened when his mother died. You have a circle that told you who you was the stuff. People say it was his mental illness. That brother ain't mentally ill. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, he's brainwashed.
He did that stuff right Taylor Swift thing.
Yeah.
But it got a lot of heat. But he took the heat because it gave him a lot of fame.
Yeah.
So he was not known for his record sales. He's known for kicking the heck out of paparazzi, cussing out Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That made him famous. And he's using the Trump thing to keep himself famous. He put up
relevant.
Put up an actual video that someone showed me 2 days ago about he was talking with another DJ. And he was complaining about like how he's not making the money that he used to. And how he's not, because he's invested so much into this. And because it's so much in the Yeezy and the product that he got to make the music. And Shabazz, I think that was the DJ, was saying like, slow on, you don't have to do all this yelling. But the point came out with this, that he doesn't have the time and he doesn't feel he's relevant. He has to make himself relevant for people to know him to sell a product.
Oh yeah, I believe that this is all a publicity stunt.
This is really a product he's selling.
Yeah, this is all a publicity stunt. He's trying to get himself, like you said, back relevant and back in the limelight and back to
his clothing line must be coming out with something new.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of things that's going on. Like
a new album. They leaked it on TMZ yesterday. And if you heard the song, the lyrics, it's garbage. They leaked his new song.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And he was like, dookie dookie dee beep bleep or something like that.
Oh.
It was all garbage. But the main point is his main product in Kanye is stir up as much controversy as he can to have people talk about him to keep him relevant.
Yep.
Because he's not making music. He hasn't made really good music in a long time. The fact is, the Picasso album, you didn't have no radio play on that.
No, he didn't.
I didn't even know nothing about that album.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right. You just said you didn't hear anything about it because he didn't pull a stunt like this before.
And also, we gotta understand, when he was with Rockefeller, with Jay-Z, Jay-Z dumped him. He tried to put on Tidal. Tidal wouldn't play it because it wasn't making enough sales.
Wow.
So he had to go somewhere else to build up his relevancy. That's an old video that he had when he did the thing on Shabazz. I would suggest y'all to take a look at it. I wish I had the link, but it talked about that. This actual interview, actually a year ago, and it was about like how he was talking about like he complained about he's over in Paris and all these people own the factories and own all these brands and he's not able to make the money because all these white people is making all these brands. Now he's pro-black now, but he said he can't get a break because he has to invest all his money and all his time and can't make his music. And he's ranting, and then Shabazz is saying, "Wait a minute, you cool off. What do you want us to do? What is the answer? What is the answer for you to make more money?" He couldn't answer it.
Thanks, Daryl, for your comment. I mean, you informed us on some stuff that we really, really didn't know back. So thanks for your comment. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I have to agree with Daryl on that.
Look,
he's very informative and told me a lot about
Vince actually said that we are a warrior race and we come from kings and warriors. How do we let white people take us? We are a pride. And I'm like, well, the white people at the time had better technology than we did.
I mean,
so it wasn't like they just took us.
You're right.
Some black people gave us away.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that. They gave away the slaves. I mean, they gave away the slaves that were there. They, sold them to the white folks. It wasn't
ones that conquered.
Right.
In raids and stuff. Some of us conquered our own people.
Right.
And sold our own people in slavery.
That's how it was over there. I mean, in England they had slaves, in France they had slaves, in Ireland.
Yeah, that's how come the black culture is a melting pot to different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
We just
it's just like a bus stop.
Right. So all of
dropping
these
us off at different places.
Right. So all of these islands and stuff, that's why this kind of leads me into the next topic when we're talking about this DACA thing, you know, where
the immigrants,
where, you know, today, I don't know if any of you guys all saw it, but there are 7 states that want to sue wants to sue to have the DACA Act that President Obama repealed. And so for me, I just think that this is just blatant racism right there, because they want to repeal the act, but they only doing it and thinking about this is only for Latin Mexicans.
Yeah, a lot of people got it misconstrued.
But if they repeal this don't just affect immigrant. It affects everybody, because the same thing. What's the difference in someone that was brought from Ireland as a child over here, or brought from Poland, or brought from Serbia, or whatever? Them people got to get on the bus too.
Mm-hmm. And they don't,
so they're not really thinking it.
ICE isn't searching for those.
But I'm just saying, they're specifically looking for Latino people.
Yeah.
And they're making this out about them. Whereas, go ahead, why are you trying to repeal something? And it's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. First of all, they have to understand and acknowledge that Latin American and Mexican Americans, who those immigrants that come from Mexico or whatever, they're the only ones that really want to do
better for the country.
Right, because even though they work on jobs that us as Americans, and I'm saying us as Americans, won't do. Yeah. We're not finna get out in no fields and harvest no crops.
They'll take the hard job that we think that we need more money for.
We're not finna go work in slaughterhouses and do nothing like that. We're not finna go do manual stuff that we feel is underneath us. So if we send them back, or who gonna do all that? Who gonna what immigrant, who gonna go harvest? Who gonna go do none of that? I know me, and I'm just being real about it. I ain't gonna do that. You can't pay me enough to go out there and do that.
I just said, like we do jobs that, we'll get up there and we'll work them, but then you have to pay us a bottom line because we've been quote unquote colonized. So
I'm just saying, I'm gonna be like, no, I can't do that. That's beneath me.
Right.
And and even with there are a lot of people that work modern day jobs like McDonald's or Burger King, fast food places, or janitorial works that feel like those jobs are beneath them and they're not going to do it. Or be a maid or something like that. They're not going to do it. Who's going to work in the factory?
I mean, I'll do it, but I don't know too many other people. When I'm in there, it's going to be a whole lot of Latinos next to me.
Right, but so, I'm just saying that's my point.
Right, I got you.
Because I know, and the reason why, and I understand, is the work ethics. Mm-hmm. That they gonna work hard, do what they gotta do. I mean,
you got work ethic, but we have to be trained and we have to be retaught to have that kind of work ethic. They've been born and bred to have that work ethic because they were born. Not everybody, I can't say everybody, but I used to work with a guy. Matter of fact, me and Vince did. We worked with a guy that this dude would work 90 hours a week. 90 hours a week, and then send every dime of his money back home to Mexico. Big up to Goody.
but again, that's because he wants a better life for his family.
Right.
He wants a better life for his family. And we don't, and I'm ashamed to say it, but as African Americans, we don't think like that. We don't. No, we're not finna send no money back to our family, or if your daddy, your mama live down south, and I'm saying down south because my mom and daddy from down south.
Right.
We're not finna come up here to we're not finna come up here to Chicago and get a good job and then send $100, $300 down there so mama and daddy can fix up their house so they can live nice, live good, and they won't have to work about nothing. We won't do that. We'd rather have some Jordans. We'd rather have a nice car. We'd rather go to the club, pop bottles, instead of taking care of family.
Yeah, and you know what? I've seen so many pictures of car shows that are down south, but then in the background, it's a rundown shack where this person lives. I mean, like it's a outhouse basically where they live, but you got 29 inches on your rims on a Camaro. You know what I'm saying? Seriously?
That again, like you said, it's the way that you're taught in the mentality.
And that's all. We have to be retaught.
That, it's just, this our world that we are living in. I think we as a people need a wake up call. We need to come together and build up our communities, build up our neighborhoods, build up our educational system. We shouldn't as African Americans be low on the educational pole of, but not what I mean by educational pole as high school dropout levels, or low reading levels.
But that's all part of poverty, though. That all ends up with the poverty rate.
Even if you live in a low poverty rate area, that doesn't stop you from getting an education.
This is true, but see, here's the problem with that. The property taxes that's around, you already know about this. Property taxes that's around that school, that goes into the school, and there's nobody living there, and everybody's poor around the school. There's no money going into the school, so now we have a lesser curriculum. You know what I mean, for the students. Now what happens is, the students that are going to these high end, like rich schools or whatever, they get this curriculum where they're like rogue scholars, and if they come to our school, they looking like super geniuses. Versus if they looking like super geniuses in our school, rather than if our super geniuses from the school that's in this poverty area, they'll go to that school and be like a C student.
Right.
Okay. But that's what I was saying too. We got a caller. Come on in. Who is this? Hello, we got a caller. Who is this?
Bubba Ball.
What up? Who is this?
Bubba Ball.
What's up, Ball? How you doing? Simeon in the building, baby. What's happening?
Man, you got it, man. I seen y'all was talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. I was doing a job. I work for myself, so that's part of a solution that we all must adopt. Is finding our niche, finding whatever it is that you love enough to want to sacrifice 8 hours, 12 hours, however many hours you need to dedicate to your own self and your own pockets instead of punching someone else, mainly white, clock.
Exactly.
Check, which you support your whole livelihood on. See, we're not taught business. So when my kids are old enough, in my mind, I'm taking them out of regular CPS school. The reason I'm calling John is I did a side job, back to my point. And a lady called me. She has a rental property. I get there. The tenant is an ex-principal, out of work, looking for work. So the second or third time I got over there, I had asked him, "Well, what do you do?" Because we was hitting on a lot of topics, music, basketball, everything. Real educated brother, started breaking down, and he had kids. So come to find out, I don't know if y'all heard about recently, the kids out in the south suburbs that go to a school have been subjected to a supposedly trip. Parents paid for a getaway. These are all gifted kids, smart kids, picked by the teacher to go on this getaway. They go out of town to Wisconsin, all whites, and they have this mock slavery.
Oh yeah, I've heard. We talked about that.
Really?
Okay, so I work now. Hold on. So one of my friends' crib, I'm hollering at him. I ain't talked to him in a while. He's telling me a guy that we grew up with, that I grew up with right across the street from me, now has a kid. His kid was one of the children that was subjected to it. Come to find out, it was the black guy with the dreads. It was his daughter.
Wow.
Right? So he was outraged that this happened. I'm working in South Holland. The guy whose house I'm in, his daughter goes to the school.
Oh, wow.
His daughter is friends with the girl. The day that they had the press conference, some of the children went with their parents, the parents that went. The outcome of this is the same thing that you all are talking about and that everybody's talking about, is that we have been forced to not love each other, meaning that we have been bred, the love has been bred out of us. It has been forced to music. It's been forced out through visualization, and it's been forced out from relocation. And you can never underestimate the impact that slavery has had on us as a race. And people want to argue on Facebook right now about what Kanye says about us being slaves. Yes, you are slaves to certain things. I'm a slave to alkaline water now. I'm a slave to smoking weed. I'm not a slave to smoking weed in pipes or in papers. I just like smoking weed. So yes, if you subscribe to something, the first thing you need to do is learn how to admit it and learn what it is, the meaning of the word. Are you forcing yourself to need this? Yes, in a way I am. I need this water. I need this weed because I don't smoke cigarettes. This is my release. This is my form of release. So I can admit to being a slave to certain things. No one wants to admit it because, number one, slave is such a bad word. Well, what would you do right now if the Russians attacked us? You two answer this and seriously think about it. You wake up to a disturbing noise and it's fucking Russians outside.
Watch your mouth, man.
Bro,
watch your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you have a gun, what are you going to do? You have children, they're knocking on your door, they're talking another language. Do you, A, go with them and watch them take your baby left, your husband right, and you go, what do you do?
Right. That was right the point we were making earlier.
We're going to choose to live.
Nobody really wants to honestly say, oh, I'll die for mine, and I'll do this and do that. What does that mean?
Right.
See, I'm going to tell you what it means to me. If you have a child and your child makes it to 14 or 15, and God forbid your child is hanging out doing what 14 and 15-year-olds do, your porch, a family member's porch, loved one's porch, safe, and the police come up to an altercation, whatever it is, and there's the wrong address, and your child gets mistakenly shot for mistaken identity. Exactly. And number one, the cop that does it gets no reprimand. He's a rogue cop, known in the neighborhood, not by you, but just known in the neighborhood as a bad cop. And he kills your son. Now, you have cousins, you have family members that have been locked up, that have been incarcerated. You have enough anger in your heart to do something about this. But you will instead fight, fist fight, put your hands on one of your family members for stealing $10. You left your pocketbook open and they came over for Thanksgiving and they stole $10 out your pocketbook. Right. You'll physically hurt someone in your family, but you won't physically hurt someone that will kill your child for no reason and no justice is done. Right. But we're the first race. We're the only race to love to say, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. But nothing happens when Trayvon Martin's killer gets acquitted. Nothing happens when all of these police kill all of these black kids that have killers, that have gangsters for family members, my gangsters for mothers and fathers.
But the difference in that though is with police and authorities like that is they are protected by the powers that be.
It's still a form of slavery.
So they're protected by the powers that be, just like you said. It is a form of slavery, and they're like the slave masters. So they're protected by the powers that be. So you know, you have no choice but to either accept it or to fight against it. So I agree with what you're saying. I totally agree with what you're saying, and the fact that we need to stand up to authorities that are doing the wrong things instead of standing up to our own family and those that we love and trying to hurt them instead of fighting for what is right. So I understand and agree with what you're saying.
Yes, and what's the bigger cause? Because see, it's a bigger cause. And what Kanye and what these discussions bring about is that they bring about what needs to be talked about. And what never is talked about is that Black people were forced, relocated from whatever language your family lineage comes from. No Black person on this earth knows what they are. I don't know if I'm African, Jamaican, Moroccan. I don't know where my base heritage comes from, and that's a shame. I have nothing to be proud about on Black History Month. That's a shame. I have no Cinco de Mayo parade to go to.
You're right.
That's a shame because there's no truth to it. Everything that we have been fed has been a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything,
right.
Everything. There's nothing that we can say about us being married and having your husband cheat on you or your boyfriend cheat on you. And he cheats on you because there's a reason that every boyfriend that you had in your life cheats on you. But you will swear up and down that you're not supposed to cheat on me.
That's true.
Now,
bro,
if you honestly think about your behavior in life, we want everything that happens almost in our life. We bring it upon ourselves, because we haven't been taught the right way. We've been trained to read a book that has nothing to do with life. We put some people, 60% of their lives towards believing that something is going to happen. And my great grandmother was a Christian, I'm sure.
Man,
nothing happened.
Thank you, bro. Man, you have enlightened this entire studio. Real talk, man. God bless you.
Look, John, this is what I want you to do, man. Before you get off the air, I want you to pose this question to the people. Is living as someone else's slave, this is totally deeper than just a basic slave that we all know and acknowledge, but is living as a foreigner slave worth it? When you watch you watch other people's families get relocated and snatched and torn away right in front of your eyes, do you continue to march forward and get on these tanks and buses to lead you off to where you don't know where, and by people that you don't know how they speak? I think my life is worth fighting for right now. I don't think I should take the chance on going with them and get put in the shackle. Once the shackle comes towards my neck, that's when I go nuts. That's when
right.
Man, listen.
We're going to have to have
Bro, listen.
We're going to have you come on the show.
Real talk. Come next week. You and Vince come on the show next week. You and Vince come on the show next week. All right, bro.
Because we are running out of time.
Man, we done ran out of time.
So
that was huge.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Off the Wall show on IntellectualRadio.com. Join us next week as we take all of our topics off the wall. Call in 708-223-8953 or visit us on our Facebook page or on IntellectualRadio.com's page. Until next week, join us as we take all of our topics and issues off the wall. I know how much that gets you in the mood. Tonight I wanna be so close to you.